Am I the asshole for refusing to consider stopping our divorce after my ex admitted her psychic friend lied about me having an affair? I met my wife, Rona. Not anymore. Yikes.
Give it a few more years to mature. It'll be all right.
I met my wife, Rona, when we were in college together. I made the obviously terrible assumption that the fact that she was in post-secondary education meant that she had a modicum of common sense.
Jeez.
We're starting off rough already.
We started dating.
Party of one.
We started dating our senior year, and after job hunting, settled on moving back to her hometown after graduating. We found an apartment and lived together for 2 years before getting married. All good so far. At our wedding, I met an old friend of hers, Anna. She offered to read my palm since she was part gypsy. Weird. I'm in construction and I know a few people from that group and they call themselves Roma. Whatever. Anna only comes to town every once in a while. She lives in New York City, so she doesn't have time to visit since she has an exciting life there. She makes costumes for plays and cosplayers. So we see her maybe 4 times over the next 2 years. Last time she came was Labor Day last year, and that's when it got weird. All of a sudden, Rona started acting oddly. She starts checking in on me at work, coming by when I'm working late, asking to use my phone because hers is almost always out of power, that sort of thing. She finally comes out and accuses me of having an affair. I thought she was joking, so I laugh and say that I'm not. That sets her off like a Roman candle, because Anna told her that I would laugh it off when Rona came for the truth. I laughed because it was ridiculous. I barely had time for a relationship with my wife and my job. I'm home all weekend long. When I go golfing, her brother is almost always either in my foursome or at the club. And most of all, I love my wife. I wouldn't do anything to harm her. And yet she takes the word of Anna, the psychic seamstress, over mine. She asked me to leave our apartment. I say no, because I have nowhere else to go. So she leaves and moves back with her parents. They say she's nuts too. I spent the next few months working and trying to convince her that I'm not cheating and that I want her to come home. I don't get invited to Thanksgiving because it would be awkward. I didn't even stick around for Christmas. I went home to see my family. They've been following all this stupidity without commenting until then. At Christmas, they had an intervention. They said my wife was having a break from reality and that she wasn't coming out of it. My dad told me to give my head a shake, which he only does when I'm being monumentally stupid. When I got back, I went to a lawyer and I started my divorce. That was in January. Finally, at the beginning of April, Rona calls me to talk. I say that we should talk through lawyers. She starts to cry and I agree to meet her in public if she will allow me to record our conversation so I can give a copy to my lawyer. She eventually agreed. Turns out her and her parents hired a private detective to find my affair.
Whoa.
6 months and a huge bill later, zero evidence of an affair. She finally believes me and wants to come home. I tell her that our lease is up in July and I've already found a job in Denver near my family. She says that she would come with me. I respectfully declined. I told her we just weren't right for each other. The truth is, I don't want my offspring to share DNA with this dingbat. Anyway, I'm moving ahead with my divorce. I'm gutted that she took her friend's psychic vibrator over mine. But he meant to say, I'm gutted that she took her friend's psychic vibrations over mine. Her family has approached me several times. The last time her dad offered to front us 25% down payment on a house if I agree to go to marriage counseling instead of just leaving. I politely declined. I cannot be bought. Rona is now depressed, but I see no way of ever trusting her again. She's young enough she can marry again and wreck some other guy's life. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for saying you should invest in our future and not shoes?
What the fuck does this mean?
I've been dating my girlfriend Sammy for 6 months and found her mom's birthday present ridiculous. Sammy has a different taste in clothes and goes for an edgier look. We have talked about getting a place together or me moving in together. She had a small birthday party and her mom got her ballerina flats, which cost over $1,000.
Wow.
I asked my girlfriend if she could ask her mom to invest in her future instead, or maybe return the shoes for cash for our apartment. Sammy said her mom likes to get her nice things and it's just a pair of shoes and that it would be tacky to ask for a specific gift. I told her I was being practical about her finances and she told me to be useful with mine and leave her family finances alone because it's not my business.
And also it's a gift. It's not
you can't
you can't just like you can't decide what gift you get unless you're a person that like does that.
Yeah,
even then, like if someone's gonna give you a gift, they're gonna give you a gift.
Or even being like, you should sell those shoes so you can get money back so that we can invest in ourselves.
That bothers me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried talking to her again about the shoes, and she opened her apartment door and told me to, quote, be poor somewhere else.
Shit. Okay. All right. Well,
this was out of character for her, so I left to let her sort her emotions out. Later that day, she had all the stuff I kept in her apartment delivered by Uber packages and hadn't responded to my text.
Delivered by Uber packages?
That's a thing now, apparently.
What?
Yeah.
They do shipping?
Yeah, we get economy shipping. Isn't that fun? Isn't that cool?
Oh my god, we just reinvented couriers.
I thought I was practical and wanted her to invest that money in our future, not on shoes.
I mean, you did say, hey, listen, I think you should give up those shoes for my future. And you put that question in her mind. And she was like, you know what? I like the shoes better. Shit, dog. I mean, go be poor somewhere else. I would be like, ew.
That's a little mean.
Like,
listen, it's a little mean.
Okay.
But I feel like
gross.
Okay, here's how I interpret this, right? This is some alpha bro, like, why are you going to Starbucks and spending $5 on coffee?
Which, yes, why are you going to
Why
Starbucks?
are you going to Starbucks? Why are you going to Dunkin' Donuts and spending $5 on coffee?
Yeah.
And then being like, oh, this gift you got wasn't a good gift, actually, because you should have actually gotten an FTX fund, ETF fund.
Forex.
You should have gotten a
Stock
Forex money market account.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with it either. I'm honestly would probably say 6 months. I missed that. I just wasn't fucking listening. Oh, wow.
Months.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna get more and more controlling as time goes on.
Am I wrong for kicking my best friend out of my wedding 4 days before it's supposed to happen? Story time. So I am getting married in 4 days' time. I'm not a picky bride, so I asked for 2 things from my bridesmaids. And that was to buy a burgundy chiffon dress from Club L and just some little silver shoes. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was like, I should probably check where everyone's at with the dresses. Everyone responded that their dress had been delivered or was on its way, except for one person. And this person was Amy. She didn't say, my dress has arrived. Yes, I've ordered it. She just responded with, I have a dress. And that wording made me a little bit uneasy, I won't lie. So I came up with the idea of just texting Amy and saying, can you send me a little picture of the dress just so I can see what everyone's going to look like? She was like, oh, I don't really want to send a picture. I was like, why? Did you not order one? And she tells me that no, she hasn't ordered one because she already has a maroon dress. Anyway, she ended up sending me the dress. It was not the right colour at all. I actually don't know how she got it so wrong. So after this, I'm like, you can either find yourself a dress, order one from the website, or you're not in my wedding party. From there, we get an absolute barrage of texts from Amy like, oh, I'm such a bad friend. I'm so sorry I did this to you. Please don't cut me out of the wedding party. I just can't afford a dress right now. That was the reason she could have just said that and I would have helped. But Amy consistently goes out every single weekend, gets absolutely hammered, spends hundreds of pounds on alcohol. So can you really not afford a dress? Now, I would class myself as quite a chill bride. I didn't have a hen do, I didn't have like a bridal shower or anything like that. So no money has been spent on me and my wedding so far by anyone else other than me. I literally just asked this one thing of my bridesmaids and Amy couldn't even do that. So I turned around to her in the end and I just said, listen, it's very clear to me that my wedding day is not as important to you as going out every weekend. I said I was really upset at her for not being honest with me. So here's where I might be the arsehole. My best friend Stacey was in a wedding a few months back and the bridesmaid dresses of that completely match the details that I want for my bridesmaids. So I pull one of my childhood best friends over to my house yesterday. And me and my best friend Stacey basically say, listen, hun, We've got a bridesmaid opening. Do you want to be a part of it? We've got this dress that you can wear, which was the dress that Stacey had worn for that other wedding. So I essentially withheld the information that my bestie had a spare wedding dress from Amy 4 days before the wedding. Don't get me wrong, Amy is 100% still invited to the wedding. She's still more than welcome to come, but she just won't be walking down the aisle with me. So what do you think? Am I wrong here? I'm gonna add my 2 cents in here because I'm only halfway through my face. To me, it all feels a little bit mean girl. And part of me thinks that you were just sort of waiting for Amy to slip up so that you could ship her out of the wedding party. That being said, if she was a close enough friend, she should have been honest with you from the get-go. And the place you're getting your dresses from anyway isn't mad expensive, so let me know what you guys think. Am I in the wrong for ruining my best friend's wedding? Story time. Me and my best friend, Amy, have been best friends for years. Our lives just lined up perfectly. We'd always be in relationships at the exact same time, single at the exact same time. However, a few months ago, my boyfriend, Steve, decided that he was going to cheat on me. Around this time, Amy came up to me and told me that she was finally engaged to her boyfriend. And I was buzzing. She even asked me to be her maid of honour. I've never done that before, and let me tell you, what a stress that is. Especially because she wanted such a quick turnaround. Amy wanted to be married within the next 4 or 5 months. This is not the right shade, but we're going to try and make it work. But I got the job done. Let me tell you, I did a great job. I found this incredible field with this gorgeous big oak tree for them to get married in front of. So fast forward, it is now the day before Amy's wedding. I am in said field setting up. I'm hanging fairy lights. I'm hanging little chiffon sheets from the big oak tree. And that was when one of Amy's bridesmaids came up to me. Need a lighter shade of concealer. She says to me, I just wanted to let you know that I am so proud of you for going through with all of this. She's like, you've been so supportive despite everything that happened. Sorry? I was like, sorry, have I missed something here? Okay, I feel like this is better. This is better. We're getting there. She then went on to say, oh, you know, with Amy hooking up with Steve. So when Steve cheated on me, he was actually cheating on me with Amy. Where's my bronzer? So I was very, very shocked by this information. And I let this random bridesmaid know. I said, girlie, I had no idea about that. Sorry. So not only did my long-term boyfriend cheat on me with my best friend, I'm now her maid of honour, stood in the middle of a field, setting up her wedding. What is my life? I'm losing my mind. I see Amy's husband-to-be come walking up the field. So naturally, I say, listen, Dave, were you aware of this? Ladies and gentlemen, Dave was not aware of this. Just brilliant. Left it with Dave. I said, you do with this information whatever you please. I decided to speak to her on the day of her wedding. How can I make this about me? And I just needed to get it out of my system before she was saying her I do. She breaks down crying. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. And she says, she has the gall, the gumption and the nerve to say, please don't tell my fiance. Already did. So we continue on with the day. We get ready. I'm waiting to walk down the aisle, waiting for our cue. And the cue never comes. Dave did a runner from my best friend's wedding. She couldn't get married. She didn't have a husband. Oops.
Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter that life isn't high school? And if it was, she would be the loser now. My daughter Kelly is 24 and my younger daughter Sarah is 23. They both had a very different high school experience. Kelly was very social and in different sports. Sarah was very academic and had a small group of friends. Kelly got a sports scholarship for college but soon dropped out of college after she failed multiple classes. She basically partied and did her sport and nothing else. Sarah went on to finish her degree and is doing well in life. Kelly has a jealousy issue, and I have talked with her about it before. She's never happy when Sarah has any accomplishment. Today, Sarah told us that she is going on a cruise for her vacation this year. Kelly always wanted to go on a cruise and couldn't afford it with her waiter job. In the car, she blew up saying that Sarah was a loser in high school, so it isn't fair that she has all this now. She went on for a bit, and when I had enough, I told her that life isn't high school, and if it was, that she is the loser now.